Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. It is a day, I don't know which one, and I hope you're having a great time out there. I am happy. We'll leave it at that. I'm a happy person, and I'm grateful for everything I have, and I mean that sincerely. I bring that up because my wife knows this person, and I'm trying not to be too. I don't want anybody who knows this person to listen to this and be like, oh, I know who that is. But on Christmas, they put out a post on Facebook about how they have to do everything and they don't understand why men and children don't help and they have to wrap all the presents and make the dinner and make all the arrangements. And instead of saying this to the people that are upsetting them, they blast this shit out to their friends and their families and strangers on the fucking internet. Who does that shit? What kind of horrible fucking person do you have to be? So yeah, I mean, I am very grateful for everything in my life, and I wish more people were, because some people just seem to go out of their way to be miserable. You know what I mean? It's like, have you ever thought, me and my wife, we have this discussion often. If she wants something done, I'm a very oblivious person to a lot of stuff. I don't mind helping. I don't mind doing things, but I don't think about them. So if she's like, hey, this thing needs done, then I'll do it. That's no problem. But you do kind of got to tell me. And is that fair? Well, no, but if you want it done, that's the easy way to get it done. Just be like, hey, could you do this? And it's taken us a long time to get to the point where she's like, hey, Frank, will you do this? Oh, yeah, no problem. Just, oh, man, I can't imagine being that. And at Christmas time, she follows up with a post about how she didn't do any of the wrapping. She just left the presents under the tree unwrapped. It's like, God damn, what a bitch. What a horrible, horrible person. Anyway, for some reason, this got scheduled at 3:45. It was supposed to be scheduled at 3. So I thank you to everybody who showed up. We'll see everybody else here in a little bit. Hopefully it didn't screw shit up too much. Anyway, I've been away for a little bit. I had a very nice Christmas. I really did, but my body is just shot right now, guys. I ended up sleeping on my office floor last night. I didn't even mean to. I was watching TV, playing a video game, and just I had to lay down, and I did not have the strength to walk the 15 feet into my bed. So I just laid down and I was watching TV on the computer here, and I passed out and woke up this morning very sore because I am too fat and brittle to be sleeping on the floor. But other than that, I mean, I had a great holiday. Got to see almost everybody. We're doing a little bit of holiday stuff this coming week. It's just how the timing goes, Before we move on, Chicago Mike, thank you so very much. On Christmas, we said, Merry Christmas, Monk, to you and your family. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas. Even if, or especially if you're not Christian. Because again, you don't have to be Christian to partake in the fun of it, the joy and the goodwill towards men. I never understood people who are like, oh, how dare you? It's not like it's Sweetest Day, some made up bullshit that women are just like, we don't get flowers in September or whenever the Sweetest Day is. I'm so glad that holiday went away. I'm so freaking glad that I don't have to hear about that stupid shit. I remember when that first started, or at least when I first started hearing about it. I'm like, wait. You need another Valentine's Day? And this one isn't even named after a saint? You just know, and we got to have another, hey, women need chocolate and flowers and lingerie day. I'm all for the lingerie, don't get me wrong, but I don't like new holidays. I'm not a big fan of, I feel like holidays should be older than me. Am I the only one who feels that way? Mega Man, thanks so much. Hey, Monk, back again for a birthday song and to enjoy another year of your rants as the world goes mad. Thank you, Mega Man. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mega Man Chronicles. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great one. I really, really do. I remember that 20 years ago. Oh, what, talking about Sweetest? Oh, man. But that shit popped up. Like, you got to be kidding me. this is made up, right? And they're like, no, this is a real holiday. I'm like, I don't think so. I mean, Valentine's Day itself is barely a fucking holiday. And men only give women stuff like, hey, can I have a little wiener lick now? My friend Jack, how the fuck have you been, man?
Tired and busy. How have you been?
Tired and sore. We make a great pair. We should be like a buddy cop movie.
Oh my god, yeah. Cripple and Insomniac.
Yeah. We know who the bad guy is, but neither of us can go get him right now. Sorry.
Look, I would, but I'm really tired.
It'd be fun. We'll catch him next time. We'll Columbo this shit. I remember
Probably
watching
somebody
Columbo.
on like a lot of caffeine too.
I remember watching Columbo with my mom, and I don't even remember. I must have been like 7 or 8 at the time. And Columbo knew who did it, but he let the guy commit another crime first. And that's my mom, like, why did he let him do it? It's like, oh, that way he has real proof that he did it. But I'm like, but he killed somebody. It just seemed the weirdest thing to me, and people love that show. I mean, Columbo was great, but he really did. He's like, okay, we'll let him kill one more person, then we'll catch him.
Yeah, I gotta catch him in the act or something. I think Columbo just liked watching people die.
I think it was just a different time, because that would never happen today. They'd find a way to get him before he could get another.
Oh yeah.
Once they know he did it, they almost always get him before they can do the next crime, even if it's like a serial killer.
Oh yeah, maybe they have the hostage, but they haven't done the deed yet.
Yeah.
They're about to, but thankfully the profilers or whoever are there in the nick of time.
Don't worry, guys. There's
some audio ducking. That's what there is. Are you back? Yeah.
I gotta switch to really funky, so I'll be right back.
You gotta switch to something funky. Turn the beat around. Heat of passion. I don't know much of that song. I just know the beat and the rhythm. But he's turned into something funky. So maybe Motown.
I'm here now. No.
Oh, you are. Welcome. You said I'm gonna turn to something funky, and I was like, oh, I thought you were
going
to
to switch to my other
pimp
internet
pad or something.
Alan, thank you so much. Who says good morning? Good morning, sir. Hope you're well. No, I haven't talked like this in days, and it's actually been driving me nuts. And it saddens me that I just didn't have the strength to sit up straight and talk last night. I'm a manly man, y'all. Urgh. But I've really missed this, and I was telling Satsu just last night that, man, I got to get back on the air, because this is my therapy. You guys really should be charging me for this.
No, I don't have any money. So
neither do I. I mean, it wouldn't get paid. They'd have to send me to collections and shit. But
yeah, get in line. There's a queue foreman.
Yeah, you're the back of the line. Speaking of back of the line, that's not even a good segue. Let's talk about Nikki Haley.
Before we do that, let me grab a couple of labs here.
Please.
From 4 days ago, thank you, Retro Veteran Gamer, for the very generous donation. He said, Merry Christmas, Jack. Thanks for all the entertainment this year. Sunshine stream. Yeah, I've just been really busy, dude. Sorry. I do mean to get back to doing them occasionally, but I'm just too tired. I'm not even kidding. I'm tired all the time. And thank you, Chicago Mike, for the generous donation 3 days ago. Said, Merry Christmas, Jack. Appreciate it, man. Hope you had a Merry Christmas as well. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. And thank you, Alan, who says, Morning, Jack. Good morning, Alan. Thank you very much. It's very generous of you. Hope you're doing well. No, I'm not sick. He wrote cough, cough.
Faithless said, I just rewatched all the Columbo episodes, and I do not think that happened. Might have let a guy think he was killing again. I'm going with my 7-year-old memory, okay? That's just the way I roll, Jack. Remember, children are the smartest people, and I was 7 then, so I was much smarter than I am now.
Yeah, that's just science.
Thank you, Evolved Potato says, I kind of like how Japan does Valentine's Day. Only women give chocolates on Valentine's Day, and then on March 14th, they have something called White Day where the men give them chocolates. It's kind of weird, but I like how the women have to give first. No. You got to have them indebted to you. That's why you give them the chocolates and the candy and the jewelry, and then they give you the steak and BJ. Right?
I'll settle for the BJ.
That's the trade-off. No, I like the steak, man. I want the steak while, you know, I want to be sitting there mashing my food while she's, you know.
Yeah, I get
We're a
it.
family show. I don't want to get more into it than that. You know what I mean?
We're not a family show.
No, we are. We're the, it's like the Manson family, but we're a family show. I do want to say, Nuts unfortunately did not make it home in time for Christmas, but she is home now.
Oh, good.
She's recovering. She was in the game chat earlier tonight, and I'm so glad she's recovering, because, you know, that's our Nuts, and what would we do without her, man?
Oh, I know.
Frosty Glass, thank you so very much for becoming a member for another month. I appreciate that. Which episode is the one where Columbo reads to Fred Savage? It's my favorite episode. It's called As You Wish.
Yes. I believe it's in season 4.
Yeah. So, Jack, I haven't been paying much attention to the news. I've caught stories here and there, and I do what I always do. I'm getting ready for the show, setting things up, and I'm, you know, scrolling Twitter as I'm waiting for things to load. And I see Nikki Haley. Nikki. Unfortunately, we can't watch the video because the audio is shit.
Oh, the audio is total dog shit.
The audio is garbage. I'll put a link to the video itself if you guys want to listen to it. I had to turn it up to like 24 to be able to hear this shit with headphones on.
You know, I like how 2 minutes ago you said this was a family show, and then you said this audio is shit.
What? Family shit? I'm fairly certain that's something they do.
Not together. No.
Well, hopefully not together, but I mean, you know, people have their own traditions. Nikki is at this.
Yeah, like crew knives.
Nikki's at this. I am guessing it kind of looks like a town hall, what we call town halls now. And she's asked a question, and the question is, what caused the Civil War? Could you be given an easier question? This is a no-brainer. Even if you're one of those people who believes in states' rights, we've had this argument with the audience before, so I'm just going to lay this out there. If you think it was only states' rights, you're just wrong. Slavery was the state right that they were upset about. That's what did it.
Technically, that is a states' rights issue, but it's a pretty horrific one.
It was a states' right issue at the time, but they weren't mad about, you know, a new governmental department. They were mad about the possibility of ending slavery because they were admitting new non-slave states. But she's asked, you know, what caused it, and I have the transcript here, Jack, because as I said, that audio is shit. Where does this start? I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run. The freedoms, I feel like there's an irony there. The freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. I think it always comes down to the role of government and what the rights of the people are. And I will always stand by that fact that I think government was intended to secure rights and freedoms for humans. Dude. Even if you're going to go up Jack, if you go the route of it was states' rights, how do you sit there and go, yeah, it's about freedom and not mention slavery? She keeps going. It was never meant to be all things to all people. Government doesn't need to tell you how to live your life. They don't need to tell you what you can and can't do. They don't need to be part of your life. They need to make sure that you have freedom. We need to have capitalism. We need to have economic freedom. We need to make sure. This is word for word, guys. This is the transcript. She was asked, what caused the Civil War? I just want to remind you, that's the question we're answering here, Jack. We need economic freedom. We need to make sure that we do all things so that individuals have the liberties so that they can have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to go to do or be anything they want without government getting in the way. Oh, what a bunch of word salad nonsense.
Look, word salad is best eaten with a comb. I learned that from a presidential candidate last time.
Amy Klobuchar, we hardly knew you.
Thankfully, she sounded like a bitch.
It's like she was trying to throw in every buzzword she could. She's talking about freedom and liberty and the ability to be what you want and do what you want. And you can't.
Well, she's a woman, and she has ammo in her heels.
This might be one of the dumbest answers I've seen to a softball question ever. This woman is a retard.
No, she's just highly scripted. She's very similar to Kamala Harris in that way. Like if she cannot improv.
Dude, she is Hillary 2.0 or 3.0. It's Hillary, and then it's Miss Kamala, and now it's this idiot.
Yeah, well, like I said, she's a very scripted person. If she doesn't have a canned pre-written response, she doesn't know how to respond. She cannot improvise on the spot.
The Civil War started because the southern states wanted to keep slavery, and they tried to leave the Union, and the North didn't want them to. Morally, the North was right. Actually, the North wasn't fighting to stop slavery. That comes later. That's after. On the North side, it's just to keep the country together. It's Lincoln saying, no, you cannot secede, even though there's no reason they shouldn't have been able to secede.
Well, they'd been threatening to secede before Lincoln.
Yeah.
It just kind of blew up. The election of Lincoln was what really broke the camel's back, because they said, if you put him in, we're out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and when it comes down to it, the North was not fighting for slavery, and when the Emancipation Proclamation is given, there is a revolt in the Northern Army. They're like, no, I'm not fighting to end slavery. I'm fighting to keep my country together, to quash the rebellion. So on the South side, it was 100% about slavery, and on the North side, it was about, well, increasing the size of the government. And she could have given that answer if she was smarter.
Yeah, but she's not. Like, she could have said it was for economics because, having to pay wages to the slaves and room and board would have crippled them or at least hurt their income. That would have been a better answer. Still not quite there, but at least that's an answer and not whatever this vomit was that she said.
Yeah, she just starts throwing out talking points.
Yeah. Well, like Black Romeo said, the way it sounds is she's advocating for slavery. Yeah. Like, some people just didn't want that system of freedom.
Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist $12. But all of the Nikki is winning. And sorry, it popped off my screen because I did the big feminist $12. Woo! I'm good at my job, Jack. Thanks for going with me on that.
I didn't have time to respond. I was thinking.
You shouldn't have to think. That's yes, monkey.
Freedom and democracy.
Oh, yeah, you got it. The freedom to do what you want. That's what Nikki was talking about. Thank you for that feminist $12, Dark Resurrect, who says, but all the polls say Nikki is winning over the other three. Yeah, okay. Well, here's the thing. Nikki is doing well right now. We've talked many times about the impact that legacy media still has. A lot of Republicans, and I'm using air quotes, Jack, still think Fox News is the way to go. That's where the truth lies. And you know who lies on Fox a lot?
Most people on Fox.
I was talking about the whore on the screen specifically.
Oh yeah. Nikki Haley.
Black Dynamite, thank you so much. God, I miss Trump so much. He's still there. He's still around. He's likely going to be the next president of the United States.
Unless they, do something horrific.
Yeah, well, the challenge for Colorado was officially submitted. So he is going to be on the ballot. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. if the Supreme Court doesn't do anything by the 4th of January, he'll be on the ballot. So it still needs to be adjudicated. But I have a feeling that what the court's going to do is be like, oh, it's moot now because he's already on the ballot and it's already happened. But we really do need an answer in that case. We need to know, so that we don't run into this again. We need to know, hey, if you're not allowed to run for president because of insurrection, does that need to be actually proven in a court of law and not just a? Do you know what the thing that they did to Trump was, what it was based on? In Colorado, they have this thing where if there's a challenge to a candidate, you have 5 days to do a quick trial to find out whether or not they are allowed to run. But those challenges are usually that they're not old enough or that they're not a citizen. A pretty quick challenge, something very easy to prove or disprove. Like, no, I am 35 years old. Here's my birth certificate. And they take that and they do it with this rather complicated insurrection bullshit. So it needs to go all the way to the Supreme Court. We need guidance on this so that this shit doesn't happen again. This is despicable. And the fact that some of the people that they did not come out and more passionately say this is bullshit. Ron DeSantis's nonsense of, no, I'm not going to say I won't do it because it's not going to get turned down. I'm here to win. That was such a weak ass answer.
Yeah, it did not help him at all.
It was still better than this answer from Haley, though.
Well, I mean, that goes without saying, but don't worry, Fox will find a way to spin this for her because they're propping her up so fucking horrifically.
This fucking idiot. She could have said states' rights, and she brings up economic freedom. She could have said states' rights and tariffs, because there was tariff things going on where they're raising tariffs on products from the South, and it was harming them. Yeah, it was harming them economically. That was a little part of it. Still wasn't the main part, but it was a little part of it.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of smaller factors, but the main thing was slavery. I mean, just read the secession letters.
Yeah, go see the speeches these guys gave in their state houses for secession. South Carolina, where Nikki's from. Go read that one. There was some passionate racists in there.
Yeah. They even said, what was it, the Mississippi one where they said the black people can't survive on their own. They need the white man there to take care of them.
It was either Mississippi or Alabama. I know it was one of those two. Because they all had some bad ones in there.
Oh man, some of that stuff was like, wow, you would be completely canceled and have protests at your house if you said some of that shit today as a public official.
And for the record, I think the outcome of the Civil War, getting rid of slavery, is great. Everything else was fucked up. This is a war that never should have happened. This is a war. We should be a split country right now. They should have been able to go and make their own little country.
We would have had to invade them at some point.
Eventually, sure.
But two things. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The power that the federal government got after that is a big part of our problems today.
Yeah.
But you still can't get around the fact that it happened because of slavery. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I blame the whole thing on the Arabs. If they hadn't been selling us slaves, none of this would have happened.
That is true. Well, and the Africans, they were selling them too.
Yeah.
Let's not forget you didn't have honkies running around the savannah and catching black people in big Negro butterfly nets and taking them back to the States. They were buying them from tribes who were stealing them from other tribes.
Oh, I saw an argument today that no, this is Europe's fault because they were providing alcohol to the hard liquors to the tribal leaders, and that's why they were selling slaves.
Look, there's no defense for slavery, but people make it seem like that the slave trade in America and American slavery was that's the only slavery. Slavery's been around since as far as we can trace back.
No, Americans invented it. That's the laws, I think. But no, we got a couple things. I gotta grab some slabs here, and
Please.
also it's Zan's birthday,
Oh, okay.
so I don't know what order you want to do those in.
Do the
But
slabs first.
all right, thank you, Evolved Potato. Speaking about Civil War, I got into a few arguments with commies about how the North Koreans were the good guys and the US was evil for colonizing. But the USSR invaded the North after World War II wasn't for some reason, then shifted the goalpost, of course. Yeah, they like to do that. Same with like Vietnam. So you can make that argument about the like Chinese influence in Vietnam and the Soviet influence. That's okay because that's communism. They're just making it better. But America shows up and evil. Uh, any commentary on that?
No, no, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Frosted Glass. I saw a video claiming slavery was actually held back America. Small cotton businesses couldn't start up because they couldn't afford slaves. Slaves didn't get wages to put back into the economy, and the U.S. didn't really advance till slavery ended. Thoughts? Um, there's probably some validity to that. Honestly, it probably more likely kept technological innovation from replacing slavery longer. So,
Well,
it probably it would have died off eventually anyway, just because technology was catching up at the time anyway. So it would have come to an end one way or another, just because it's not cost effective.
one of the things that gets let's do Zan Wild and then we'll do that.
Oh,
Zan.
I got one more. Hang on.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. No, you went, Jack. The Dems are still saying the same thing, and everyone applauds them. Yeah, you're not wrong. I just don't want to admit that.
Zan, it is your birthday. This one is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday,
to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. Really, really, really do. I do want to go back to that donation you had, though.
Uh-huh.
We need to remember that part of the slave issue here in the United States was caused by innovation.
Mm-hmm.
The cotton gin increased the number of slaves, even though it made cotton easier to pick. You still had
it's not an actual gin; it's a machine.
It's a machine,
it's not booze. Yeah.
So it increased the cotton picking, but you still had people who needed to process the cotton. That was not a thing. I think America was going along just fine with everybody else throughout the world, and it wasn't getting rid of slaves that changed everything. It's the eventual industrial revolution that really is where everything blows up.
Yeah, which wasn't that far off from the Civil War.
Right.
There were already machines coming out that would make it easier to do a lot of the things that slaves were doing. So if you look at it from a timeline, Earth, global perspective, I'm tired. I can't fucking talk.
No, you're fine.
From linear time, it's not that far from the Civil War to the Industrial Revolution. Slaves would have been obsolete within a generation anyway.
Yeah, so, and just so you guys have some kind of perspective, if you're like, nah, think about how many people don't have jobs now because of all the kiosks you use or the apps on your phone. It makes it easier and cheaper for the person running the business. And if they could get a machine to do that where they don't have to feed and house and in some cases educate, not always, not have to actually take care of people. All you got to do is turn on a machine or hire one guy to do the job that 10 people used to do.
Yeah.
You're going to do that.
Yeah, because you have to feed and clothe, even if poorly. I mean, feeding them, you do want healthy workers. Mm-hmm. And you have to house them. You have to worry about waste disposal and all the things that come along with having a population. So it's basically like being a city manager, and that gets to be pretty pricey.
We have to be careful how we talk about this because people will always, oh, you're first. No. The truth is slavery was not all roots. Roots is a made up fucking story, purposefully exaggerated. to drive home the horrors of slavery. That's not what all slavery was like. It's not even, as far as we know, what most slavery was like, because you don't want to. You have somebody that you need to go out there and work your field, and you're going to beat them to where they can't even walk. Who would do that?
Yeah, that's more like the outlier for the troublemakers.
Yeah.
Most
And
people were beaten into submission by then. Let's be
that's
honest.
not to say that they were treated well.
No, of course not. They lived in horrific conditions. They were effectively tortured psychologically and physically if they got out of line. And you were still somebody's property. So it was a horrible institution that never should happen, but the reality is that it did, and we need to address it like adults.
Yeah.
And that seems to be hard to do for some people.
And Nikki, it's very easy to just admit, even if you don't think it's the only cause of the Civil War, because it's not the only cause. States' rights actually was an issue, but the issue was they wanted to take away their right to have slaves. No, you're gonna bring in these new non-slave states, and then we're outnumbered in the House of Representatives. We're outnumbered in the Senate. We're outnumbered in the Electoral College.
And that's was a threat to their money.
Yes.
Because a lot of the money came from tobacco and cotton, and that was primarily in the South.
So, Nikki, how do you drop that ball? Seriously, she's such an idiot.
She's a total fucking idiot. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Do that first.
I asked for some evidence for a reason the North invaded, but the closest they got was the killing of communists 2 days after that were helping the North invade. Plus, the one guy just called my evidence false with no backing. They're fun to fuck with. Poking retards can be kind of fun, but good luck. After a while, it just gets frustrating.
What? I'm sorry. What was that about the North invading? Why did they do it?
I'm assuming it was the
was that the question?
North Korea, not the North. The
South okay.
Here in the States. Remember, his previous chat was about North Korea.
I thought this one was the previous one about. Okay,
that's why you mentioned communists.
Okay, I was very curious about that part.
Yeah, because there were no communists in the Civil War. That term hadn't even been invented yet.
Well, Marx hadn't been alive to be lazy enough to say other people.
Yeah, he wasn't done freeloading enough yet.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm gonna write a book about freeloading. Fucking
hey, P Dog, how you doing, my friend? Guys, don't forget to check out Morning Night Live Monday through Friday on P Dog's channel at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I was watching that this morning, and he was talking about the was it Michigan? Some Supreme Court just came out and said that basically Colorado's wrong. We can't do that. It's got to be gone through the actual legal process.
What? Oh, that's absurd. Fascism.
Yeah. Anyway, Nikki Haley's an idiot, and she probably cheats on her husband. Is all I'm saying. Dirty whore. Stop whoring around, Nikki. Jack. Oh, speaking of whores. Go ahead.
Do you think she hangs out with Fuentes and tries to pick up dudes together?
Probably. Yeah, they probably date, dad-son teams,
Oh yeah. Which one goes?
Let's talk about some other whores. Did you see the controversy over this stupid fucking calendar?
I am so tired of fucking hearing about this. They are beating that dead horse for so fucking long. This should have been a non-controversy for a day. And they have managed to drag it out for a week.
No, it shouldn't even have been that long. This is absolutely fucking stupid. So, what's the beer called? American beer? I forget.
It's like Right Beer or something like that.
Yeah,
it's put out by conservative dads. That's the name of the company,
and
it's at the top of the calendar there.
Right, and they're a beer company, and they decided to put out a calendar featuring C-list celebrities, and by C-list, I'd probably D-list because they're internet celebrities. They're conservative women's, and I don't have a problem with that at all. None, not even a little tiny bit.
I don't give a shit.
Like on the cover there, that is Riley Gaines.
Yeah, Yeah, she's
And
got a pretty fit body. Good for her. She still looks good after squirting a kid out.
the people who are mad about this, Double D, at least stop it. A bunch of fucking conservatives got all up in their little fifis and like, oh my God, I can't believe the way these women are being hoary.
Yeah, it was the Jesus people and the red pillars. Like the hardcore weirdo MGTOWs, not the normal MGTOWs, they have jobs. But like the
And
weirdo ones, the incel variety.
I want to read this tweet because it is just so fucking insane to me. Hey, let's make sure we can have this big on the screen because I wish it
That's what
defaulted
she
to the
said.
big one. Again, that's what she said. The conservative calendar doesn't feature any pregnant women from the beer company. That's probably a good thing, bitch. Sorry.
Yeah. Like there's a beer right there next to her, the label on it. That's what the calendar is for, you retard.
Conservative calendar doesn't feature any pregnant women or photos of women with their kids because it was never actually about real women or conservative values. Just sex appeal. Featuring married women marketed to dads. We all know it. Enough gaslighting.
Ugh. First of all, what's wrong with marketing a calendar toward men? You don't remember the days of your grandpa having a girly calendar up in the garage where he'd work on cars?
Can,
Also, do you really want like some trailer trash pregnant chick with a bunch of toddlers running around with a
yeah.
stack of beer cans next to her? Fuck off. The Pabst Blue Ribbon of conservatism.
Oh, real quick, this is just an aside. Every year, my wife has a present that she finds for somebody. There's one present that this is for that person. It's the perfect present this year. And this year it was for my middle child, my oldest son. It was a cat balls calendar. Every month is a picture of a cat from behind with their balls hanging out.
I saw one of dogs pooping in beautiful places. It's like this scenic shot with like a Doberman taking a squat. I was like, you know what? I'd own that.
When it comes to this calendar, Jack, would you buy a calendar with some like this chick? She has a baby. She's having a baby or whatever. Do you want to see a picture of her with her kid for 30 days?
No. First of all, that's weird and creepy. Second of all, I don't want to see pregos on there because I don't have a pregnancy fetish. So no kids and no preggers. If they're not my kids, I don't give a fuck about them. Why do I want us to look at your kids, weird stranger lady? You're gonna be holding a beer can with your kids on it? That's weird to me. It's weird and kind of pedo-y.
Tansau, thank you. This is why conservatives always lose when it comes to pop culture. So many of them are actual squares. Well, this is going to cause them a problem, and I this is why I wanted to talk about Jack. I don't care about the calendar.
I'm gonna get this calendar just to spite these fucking idiots because it just makes me want it now.
There's been a rise, especially on Twitter, of these folks who are religious conservatives.
Yes.
They preach conservative, and now that they have audiences, suddenly it's Christian conservative everything.
Yeah, Lauren Chen's been slipping down that rabbit hole. She did that on this one. Like, I don't think Riley Gaines is looking real conservative in her bathing suit. She's a swimmer, dum-dum.
Yeah, she's been in her swimsuit. I wonder what Lauren wears to the beach. You wearing a burqa?
I don't think she goes to the beach without her husband there. So
walking behind without talking.
2 steps behind without speaking.
Yeah,
and wearing her veil. And you don't want to see her ankles, so she has leggings. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. You don't get to pull the Jesus card when you're on a beer advertisement. That's weird to me.
P Dog says, Tansau, you spelled closeted gay wrong. Thank you, Officer Buck. Hello from birthday boy from the 26th. Well, Officer Buck, this one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Buck.
Officer Buck. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. Hope you had a good one. I really, really do.
Absolutely.
I froze on his name there. all I could think of was Buck, and I'm like, no, there's
right there. It's on the screen.
I know that's I quickly looked at the screen, squinted because my glasses are over there to make sure I got it right. I'm just saying. Conservatives, look, you guys can be Christian, that's fine, but please stop pushing that shit on everybody else. There's nothing wrong with this calendar. You can go to a beach any day of the fucking summer and see women dressed like Riley here, and probably with less.
Oh yeah, like I can't. The photo is cropped in a way that's much more vintage boudoir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can't see her camel toe. I can't get a look into where her babies are made. There's no nipple.
Yep.
So it's a very modest bikini shot. I've seen way sluttier stuff on Sports Illustrated where you can kind of see through it, a little bit of areolas poking through. No, none of that shit. It's a pretty conservative picture of a woman in her bathing suit.
I just like this part. It was never actually about real women. I guess these are all fake women. Is Riley Gaines not a woman?
Well, she doesn't have a wiener, so yes, she is a real woman.
I've never seen her naked, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a wiener, so she is a real woman. But this is the kind of shit we hear from feminists, right?
Yeah.
Like, how come they don't have that nobody has a body like that? It is amazing how much the extremes of each side just mirror each other.
Well, in this case, I think usually we deal with feminists more doing this shit, but when it's the Christian conservatives, I think a lot of it is insecurity. Because let's look at some of the people that are saying this stuff, and maybe they have a couple of kids, maybe their body's not as sexy as it used to be. Laura, do some sit-ups. And they're like, oh my God, this lady's looking so hot. That makes me uncomfortable. Jesus hates this.
Thank you, Officer Bug. Sweet ice cream cake and the love of my family? Nah, my birthday can only be complete when I have a monkey man singing to me. Well, I'm glad to finally completed it for you.
I hope your birthday was good, man.
Jack, on the screen is a picture of the chick who wrote that stupid ass thing.
Yeah.
And she looks, she's cute. She's cute.
Mm.
But if you actually go into her timeline, she posted a picture of herself, and I don't know if I can find it. I don't know how far down it is. It's odd to me. There it is. Here's what she really looks like.
Okay, why does her face look like it's like superimposed on there? Like that looks like a bad Photoshop. That picture looks good, but then the other one you showed me looked a little
freaky.
Yeah, something weird going on.
She's a married woman having a baby, and she's out there making herself all pretty for everybody. Whore.
Yeah.
Dirty whore.
All prettied up. I mean, shouldn't you be modest and not showing off your belly for a bunch of strangers to whack it to? Because there's a bunch of perverts looking up pregnant women photos.
Where's your modesty, lady? I'm just so tired of this shit. The conservatives are going to kill themselves with this stupid nonsense. Look, it's your God, and I understand it's very important to you. But as I've said before, if you can't explain to me why it's wrong or right without invoking Jesus or Allah or Moses, I don't give a fuck. Anything that we're doing, Jack, like especially when it comes to government, you need to have a logical argument, not Jesus told me. I don't care how much you believe in Jesus.
You could say, look, this isn't for me. It goes against my morals as a Christian, so I don't want anything to do with this. That would be fine. But no, they're saying this shouldn't exist. It's not conservative because Jesus says so. That's not an argument.
Yeah.
First of all, not every conservative is a Christian, and not every Christian is a conservative.
No, there's a whole Barack Obama was Christian. We were told so over and over. He went to church once on TV.
Yeah, sure. With his wife, air quotes.
I don't want to attack religious people. I think most religious people mind their own fucking business. But just like with any kind of influencer, it's influencer nonsense with Jesus on top.
Yeah, which is a cudgel that they wield rather liberally when I don't think that Jesus would want you to judge others that way.
Yeah, look, if it's not my God, you guys can judge how you want to. It's I have no dog in that fight. But if you don't have something better, then they're not real conservatives because the chick is wearing a bathing suit. You just come off sounding like a jealous bitch, and this is what I think a lot of it
Yeah.
actually was. Because and many people told her this, but we do know this, that women are meaner to women than men will ever be.
Yeah.
And these are women being shown as sexy, and all of these conservative women are like, oh my God, did you see she actually showed her navel?
Yeah, most of the pictures were fairly classy. There were a few women that were kind of scantily clad, but they're wearing socially acceptable outfits. It's not like they're wearing thongs and you can see their buttholes through the spaghetti strap. No,
They're
they're
wearing
wearing like
bathing suits.
bathing suits and fairly modest poses. I really couldn't see any like camel toes or anything, or areolas or nipples. So I think this is really blown out of proportion by some insecure, jealous women, especially the higher level influencers that probably didn't get invited to do it.
Yeah, there was one, I think it was it Lauren Chen who said she thinks she might have been invited to it?
Yeah, yeah. Look, maybe some squats would help. I don't know, but no, I Lauren was one of them that kind of pissed me off about this because like you're using Jesus as a cudgel to bully other people because you don't like something. I'm sorry,
It's
life's like that. You don't like it, just say you don't like it and move on with your day. Don't keep trying to stir this shit up like you're the quartering.
it's not OnlyFans, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, like the redhead libertarian was
Well,
getting crap for her photo, and it was like the tamest one of the group. Like she's in a kitchen holding a pie or some crap.
yeah, that one. I somebody said this is not acceptable. I'm like, is she even wearing a bathing suit? You can't see
No,
like
she's wearing this like a dress. I mean,
the
oh my
chick we
god, I could see
just
her ankles.
the chick we just read. She said that this is what should be in there.
Why? How are you going to sell beer with that?
Here's my suggestion to all those people. Go out there, make your own damn calendar in the conservative way, and let's see how it actually sells.
Yeah,
Put
call it
people up there with their little
chubby for two.
yeah, put people up there with their stupid little kids and that kind of shit, and let's see.
Yeah, I think one of the problems is people misunderstood what the calendar was and didn't bother to look into it. The
No,
company name is Conservative Dads, and I think they thought that was the target audience.
well, it is the target audience.
No,
Conservative dads like to look at beautiful women too.
yes, but they're not allowed to because Jesus says that's immoral.
Just
So you're not allowed to look at other women other than your wife. You can only find her sexy. You can never ever make eye contact with, or even hear about other women. And you sure as shit can't drink beer, which is what they're selling here.
if these women, it's not like any of them were forced into it, and they went out there and they get paid, and everybody makes some money. Good on them. Fuck off.
No, I'm gonna buy this calendar and I'm gonna masturbate to every single woman on there.
Oh, I couldn't do that. Ashley St. Clair's in there.
Yeah, she's getting a little rough.
That woman is getting on my last goddamn nerve.
Oh my god! Like I said, I'm so tired of people talking about this. And her,
I don't know what happened recently where she suddenly thinks she's well, I do. She's in with that Elon crowd. So we're gonna watch her video, Jack, and it's gonna be choppy as fuck, guys, because we did have to switch to the AT&T. But this woman is dumb as hell, and I don't get it. She's kind of pretty when the filters are right.
yeah, like she's not a hideous monster. I mean, her boobs are getting really big though. That's kind of grossing me out.
Isn't she pregnant?
But I don't know, but her
Or
look
had
at
a
the
kid?
size of her boobs in this one. They're ginormous.
This fucking shirt she's wearing, I don't even know what the fuck that is. That's ugly as fuck.
It's distracting as hell. I stopped listening to her because I'm looking at all the sparkles on it. Because she keeps moving and it does this like shimmering thing. It was very hypnotic. I thought she was trying to steal my wallet.
That's not what got me. It's these shoulders.
Oh, the
I
shoulder
don't
pads. Yeah.
understand what the fuck is going on there.
I don't know. It's like a 70s sci-fi costume of some kind. Like she looted the wardrobe department from Buck Rogers in 1979.
Yes. This is what things will look like in the 21st century.
She's trying to be a disco ball.
But anyway, she's here to talk about the red pill. And I do want to say this, Jack. I think a lot of the people pushing red pill now, what they're pushing is the Andrew Tate, Rollo Tomasi bullshit.
Oh, of course it is.
And they're not the stuff that they get talked about. Everybody, oh, but they do good stuff. Yeah, but that's not what they get attention for. They get attention when they're out there being provocative and stupid.
Yeah.
So let's just be honest about what's going on. But this is what happens when stupid people try to have the argument.
This video is not going to go over well with a lot of my audience, but I feel like I need to say it for record's sake.
Her voice is really fucking annoying.
It's kind of. It sounds like maybe her nose was broken at some point and it didn't get fixed right.
Thank you, Circus Zero, who says Ashley is the female Dave Portnoy. No, Dave's funny. At least Dave can be funny. But anyway, she wants to make sure this is on the record, just in case anybody ever comes back and go, hey, you supported Red Pill. Oh. Yes, for record's sake is what she said of all potato. And no, that is not a saying. Again, This is what happens when you let stupid people give arguments.
Keever Dam mentioned Kevin Samuels. Rest in power, Kevin.
Rest in power, my friend.
We miss you.
Look, for the record, I don't wish any ill will to Ashley, but I'm tired of seeing stupid people get really famous. Did you see Willie Mack's latest video?
No, I did watch CoffeeZilla's though.
Oh, CoffeeZilla's was good.
Yeah, that was interesting. It took a real left turn I did not see coming.
Willie's talking about Neon. I don't know if you know who that fucking retard is.
I've heard that name. Beyond that, I don't know.
Yeah, he's just started popping up lately, and so I'd heard the name, and I saw him with Sneeko when Sneeko wasn't allowed in some building. I forget where. And this other guy, I forget the kid's name. I think it's Matt something. 2 19-year-olds who are really famous and getting very rich for being the biggest douchebags you've ever seen.
Oh, I did watch that one. Somebody mentioned it in chat and it gave me the link. Yeah, those guys are idiots.
But that's what's getting attention. Frosted Glass, thank you. She looks like Shredder after coming out of the closet. Well played, sir.
All right, her hair does look nice in this, though. I'll give her that.
Look, I don't think Ashley's an ugly woman. I think she's pretty.
She's got a cute face, but that whatever that robot costume is she's wearing is incredibly bizarre and distracting.
I did not realize that her nose was bigger than the rest of her head until she turned her head here. I see why she always is face, straight on and not profile.
Her nose looks kind of weird in this video. I mentioned it to you in DMs, I think.
You did, yeah.
With the lighting, it almost looks like she's wearing a fake nose.
Anyway, let's let Ashley get herself on record here.
A lot of the rhetoric happening on the right, women are fed up with. On this manosphere right-wing side of things, women are relatively repulsed by this. And these are women who most of you would die to have pregnant and barefoot in your kitchen.
Good on you for speaking up for all the women, Ashley. It's really good. Really good. Jack, most women are repulsed by this. They're repulsed.
They're repulsed, but like the type of women that you're talking about aren't online a lot. They have things to do.
Let me just be clear here. There's a lot of the manosphere. There's a lot of the manosphere that I think is fucking retarded. But again, there's a lot that they do say that is right. And you need to make that distinction. Okay.
Yes.
You can't just be out there. If you're talking about Pearly, yeah, everything that comes out of that woman's mouth is stupid because even the stuff that does make sense, she doesn't understand. She's just repeating someone else. But there's a lot of stuff that is real. And to just sit there and go, oh, they're repulsed by this. Well, then you're being emotional instead of paying attention. There's part of it, sure, be repulsed by. But how would you feel if you had a 90% chance of losing your kid in a divorce and what is it like? Is it 60 or 70% of divorces are all done by women?
70.
So
Last I checked.
how would you fucking feel? Men have a right to be pissed off. We've been fucked over for a long time as everything has been about women. Thank you, a Full Metal Joker. Actually, what most conservative Christians get wrong, it's not that it's a sin to drink alcohol or even do drugs. It becomes a sin when you make those worldly things more important than God. God wants you to experience everything life has to offer. Depends on which book you're reading, sir.
Yeah, and the whole your body is a temple thing gets ignored too. So like all things in moderation. No, that people tend to go for the most extreme response possible, and that's the annoying bit.
Yeah. Women are repulsed by this. Well, sometimes women are stupid, just like sometimes men are. But anyway.
And they want nothing to do with you. Because for whatever reason, this discourse has been relatively one-sided about women and women.
Really?
The year was 2017. And we were told, 2017, and we're told it's the year of the woman, and nobody paid attention. So 2018 comes around. It's the year of the woman. Jack, do you remember the last year of the man?
No, I don't think there is such a thing.
I don't think there's ever been such a fucking thing. Don't sit here and say, oh, it's one-sided. It is one-sided.
Do you remember the cock strut? It was like the pussy march, but for men.
Right, yeah. Real quick, Cult of Krill, thank you so much for that feminist $12.
Woo.
Had a brutal travel experience thanks to American Airlines. Going home to visit the family. Fuck American Airlines. Oh, sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, American Airlines, I've had bad experiences with them too.
I've been flown since I was 10, so I can't speak on it. Although I do want to say, Ashley, I know you're really trying desperately to make the whole Delta thing a thing, and they're just ignoring you, and that's what companies should do with people like you.
Yeah, Delta's one of the better ones. So,
well, she went on that flight, and there were all those illegals there. That shit's been going on forever. The only reason you cared about it is because you were inconvenienced that time.
Yeah.
She had to sit next to the filthy foreigner.
It's probably just a poor guy.
Stubber, thank you. But every year is the year every year is the year of the man, aka general welfare is somehow supposed to be in favor of us when it's not. 100%. That's been their bullshit line from the feminist. Yes, Ashley, you're a feminist. From the feminist forever. Oh no, it's always about men. That's why we need our year of the woman. Fuck you. It's been about women since I've been alive. Everything has been a push to women. To the point where we have destroyed boys in school because we had to get girls smarter. And they couldn't do them both together. They just left boys behind.
Well, they haven't figured out a way to get their tiny brains bigger.
Anyway, go ahead.
Real quick. Thank you, Cult of Krill, for that feminist donation. Had a brutal travel experience thanks to American Airlines coming back from home to visit the family. Fuck American Airlines. Yeah, dude. Like we said, American sucks. I usually just fly Delta, maybe Southwest if I absolutely have to. Never Spirit. And American Airlines is like the step up from that. For you Europeans, that's like Ryanair. Don't fly unless that's like the city bus of air travel. It's probably held together with duct tape. There's probably some homeless people, and every hood rat that can fly is on that plane.
If I ever have to fly again, I want to fly Mohammed Airlines just because I like to take risk.
It doesn't have landing gear, I hear.
I like to feel alive. It does. It's just the nose cone.
Yeah, a building.
All right, back to our feminist conservative hero here.
Women's body counts and women's behavior without any regard for the individuals on the other side of those interactions.
Oh, fuck
I'm
off.
the mother of...
You know what? This has been going on for so long. She's just pulling the old argument that, hey, men get to be sluts. Why can't women? Men have never been allowed to be sluts. For all the talk on television stuff, nobody looks at a guy who's out there banging every whore he comes across. Like, ooh, he's so cool. Nobody's impressed by that after the age of 15.
Yeah, if they are, it's other man whores that are equally degenerate and annoying.
Yes.
Because guys that talk about that shit after they're out of high school are really fucking obnoxious. And most of the time, they're lying. Some guys will play along with like, oh yeah, high five. All right, shut the fuck up, dude. Nobody cares. That's a stereotype invented by Hollywood.
And let me be honest with you here, Ashley. All I just heard is, I've taken a lot of dick.
Yeah, it does sound like whenever women justify this behavior, like, oh, body count shouldn't matter, it makes you sound like you're a whore.
Yeah. I do not. I don't justify men sleeping around. That's nasty. You're gonna spread disease, you dirty fuck. Stop it.
Yeah, I don't want to use the toilet after some dude that plows a random stranger every day. You know why? Because he's probably got the drip.
And you're gonna get it.
Yeah, and I don't want whatever he's got.
Danger says someone like Charlie on 2.5 Men are viewed as horrible people. There are times when it's in media, like Joey on Friends. He's a whore. He's a man whore. And they do even, like, you need to settle down. You're ready to grow up is the terminology they use.
Yeah.
But in real life, nobody's like, oh, he bangs all the dirty whores. He fucks all the fat bitches at 2 a.m. when the bar closes. Anyway.
Actions. And I'm the mother of a young boy. And I vehemently disagree with the rhetoric that all men are evil and, the feminist rhetoric, particularly in 2016, 2017. But there should be.
But I disagree with the feminist shit. But here, let me tell you the feminist shit.
Discussion, an honest discussion about both sides of the sexual revolution and what's happened.
Okay, sweetheart. The both sides of the sexual revolution. Jack, who is the sexual revolution for?
Women.
Yeah. There's a reason it's not both sides, Ashley, because men haven't changed. You guys did.
Yeah, you guys put out, so of course we're putting it in. That's how it works. Women are the gatekeepers of sex, men are the gatekeepers of relationships.
Yeah. So if you want to talk about that, we can have that conversation. But all I'm hearing is, how come men don't get called whores? You jumped on the cock carousel. I can't believe I just used that unironically. And now you're like, oh my God, it's wrong for me to have so many wieners in me. It's your morality. Do what you want to do. Stop worrying. If you're okay with it, then why are you worried that other people aren't?
Yeah. Why are you upset by the people that don't like that? What's it to you? Why is that your business? Just go back to whatever hoariness you're doing and leave the rest of us alone. And don't be upset if there's a consequence for your actions. And that's one of the problems I have with all this shit is all this self-justification is just to cover because they feel bad that they got rejected by somebody that's like, you slept with how many dudes? And it frightens somebody off that they actually liked. And they're like, oh my God, why does it matter? Well, obviously it does matter. And you fucked up because your behavior had consequences. Where?
No, Assassin, she's not a single mother yet. Give her time. Give her time.
Yeah, I mean, she gets a little fatter maybe, but...
And it's just not happening. For whatever reason, it is right-wing porn to demean women. And there's going to be people who hate this.
I will give her that point. There are some, and I don't necessarily think it's right-wing. Saying that, a lot of the people who are in the red pill community get put in the right wing when they rarely talk anything political.
Yeah. Well, look at Jack Murphy. He did a lot of really left-wing stuff.
Yeah.
Sticking dildos up his butt and filming it for, OnlyFans or whatever. Chatterbait. Not exactly Christian conservative, moralistic, blah, blah, blah talking points.
Yeah.
I don't remember Newt Gingrich ever saying to pee on your wife.
But I'm telling you how it is before you get slapped in the face in 5 years and wonder why none of these women want to settle down, because so many of them.
All right. This is going to be a long bed, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
5 years from now, Is she married to the father of her child?
A lot of factors could play into there, but I'm going to go with no.
I'm going with no. I'm going maybe another 2 years on this one. And after that, Ashley, you're going to be a single mom. And if you think getting slapped in the face because a woman didn't like that you once liked an Andrew Tate tweet, wait until you're almost 30 or just over 30, got a kid, and you're looking for a man.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Now,
I said good luck.
yeah. Now, we both kind of agree that she's probably going to be divorced. Are you going with married with a stepdad, or a leveling up kind of situation, or is it going to be like she annoyed him so much that he's just like, fuck this shit?
I think what's probably going to happen, and we'll get a hint of it here in just a minute. I think what's probably going to happen is Miss Ashley here is going to realize that the guy she's with is not the guy she wants to be with.
Oh,
real quick, thank you, Snubber. Jack is exactly right. It's why they went from 50 years of hating porn and objectifying to rewriting the definition and calling sex workers the working class. They really don't want to be shamed. Oh God, we're not supposed to shame anybody anymore. No.
Yeah, there could be no consequences. And thank you for agreeing with me, by the way. You're not allowed to. She'll marry Destiny. Gross, manlet and a fat chick. You're not allowed to tell people that something they did was morally reprehensible or gross or disgusting, or that you object to it. That for women is just one of the worst things you could fucking do. Is say, look, what you did was wrong, and oh my God, you want to piss a woman off. That's how you did it. Like, I'm ashamed of what you did.
We'll get to pissing women off in the next segment. Waffle House Lauren Southern is where she's headed. Damn.
Ouch. Probably not wrong though.
Yeah.
Are repulsed by what's happening. They are repulsed by the rhetoric happening. They are repulsed that there's so much emphasis on the behavior of women, while men can name more people on their fantasy leagues than they can name members of the school boards. And
what?
That seems very specific.
Yeah, also, who cares? First of all, I can't name either. I don't know anything about fantasy football unless there's like an elf involved in this. Then I want Legolas on my team. Because I saw Lord of the Rings. I don't think they're talking about that fantasy league though. No, look. Men should be selective when it comes to picking a life partner. And if the person you're with is repulsed by you, or you're repulsed by their body count, you shouldn't be together. So maybe you're justifying your own bad behavior again.
How do you go from women are supposed to be shamed for their body counts, basically what she's whining, to but men don't know who's on the school board?
Yeah, because they're out working for a living. They don't give a fuck about that. That's why you delegate responsibilities.
How are those related? How is you being a whore related to him not knowing the names of the school board people?
Maybe she banged everybody on the school board.
Would you erase all the dicks you took if he learned the school board member names?
I don't know. Those wieners were already there. They already had their fun. Yeah, things don't make
asinine.
any sense.
And this is the one I said, I think she's going to realize she's not with the person she's supposed to be, because this sounds way too personal. This sounds way too specific. Like she had an argument with her man and he was taking some red pill and she was like, how dare you care how many wieners I had in me? It was only 4 at once.
Yeah, again,
not necessarily her, just
yeah, but it goes to my they don't want to be shamed element. Like, this is some serious copium.
Look, I don't think you should necessarily be shamed for having sex before marriage. I'm not a religion. Let me get this first. Snubber, thank you. Yeah, and the school board is full of women who fight harder for their raises than improving their students' grades. Fuck this bitch. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Snubber's on fire today, man.
You don't have to be
wieners past.
you don't have to be ashamed because you had some sex before marriage. It just, if I was with a woman, Jack, like, okay, I get back in the dating scene, Lady Monkey's like, I'm not dating a cripple anymore, get out, roll yourself down the street, whatever. And I have to go in the dating scene and I meet a chick and she's my age. I'm almost 50. And the body count comes up. If that number is more than she can count on her two hands, I'm sorry, I'm gone.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wiener. And it's not just the, any kind of jealousy thing. It's like, you're going to make me itch.
Yeah. Not only do you have impulse control problems, you have decision-making problems.
Yes.
I knew this chick in college that used to put out on the first date. Yeah, she was a very attractive woman, but she was very poor on self-esteem. And she wanted a guy to like her. Guess what? Last I heard, she was still single. She's never had a long-term relationship that went more than a year. And it's because she's a giant fucking whore. And everybody uses her as the town bicycle. She's fair use. People would ask her out just to get laid.
Yeah. And people know. And that's the thing. And this does, like you said earlier, women are the gatekeepers of sex. And that's what the sexual revolution did. It's like, open those gates. And that's one, it's not good for society. How many different diseases have blown up because of that shit?
Yes, a lot. But it also goes to like, you're attracting the wrong type of person because you have a reputation.
Yeah.
If your friends know that you're a whore and you're putting out for the majority of dudes you date, like once or twice, they're going to be hooking you up with dudes that are just looking for that, because they're not going to think that you want somebody that's monogamous or that is long-term. And the guys that the word gets around the guy circles too, that you're an easy lay, they're not going to take you seriously. So this is stupid. Pandora's box. Yeah, that box is right between her legs.
In which their children go to school. And so, I hope we can get there. And maybe some of this vitriolic rhetoric is the stepping stone, is a silver lining. It opens the door to some of these more honest discussions.
The fuck are you talking about?
I don't know what she's talking about here. I really don't know where she's going with this, because like saying, oh, we have to talk about both sides. Well, you're not talking about both sides. You're saying you have to ignore my body count and weirdly learn about the people on the school board.
This is a 2-minute video to basically say, dick is okay and it doesn't matter how many I had. You could have done that in 10 seconds.
It's kind of the impression I got. Like, again, it seems like this is some sort of like, don't look too closely at what I do and stop judging me.
Yeah, Peter, I caught that too. More honest discussion. It actually kind of sounded like she said moron-ist discussion.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'd be a funny conversation in that case.
But what's happening now, I'm going to tell you, women are not happy, and you can say whatever. You don't care. Women, repeal the 19th. Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Look.
All right.
Oh, women aren't happy. Boo fucking who? When have they been happy in the last 50 years? That's all they do is complain. Women
Here's the
aren't
deal,
happy.
Ashley. You don't have to like it, but men are going to care about your body count. Can you find some who have no self-esteem and are like, you fucked everybody? It's my turn. Yeah, sure, of course. Is that going to be the majority? No, because most men have standards, just like you have standards, or should. I don't know if I don't know if Ashley was a whore before she got married or not. I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't care.
But it really does come off like she is. Like she's offended that anybody like, you shouldn't have had so many dick. I don't care how many wieners you took, lady. That's between you and your husband, really. But the simple truth of the matter is that men will care. Most men will care. And if you're trying to, this is for the young ladies out there. Those of you who are in your late teens, 18, 19, and going into your 20s, and you're seeing these people on TV who are whores all the time, and you're like, I want to be like that so I can be happy when I'm older. You're not gonna be. And you're not Ashley here. Ashley has a brand and she hangs out with Elon Musk in chats, and you're not. You're just going to end up all used up. Feminism has been a lie since the beginning.
Yeah. It's a poison for women.
You can have sex and you should enjoy sex. You shouldn't be ashamed of sex. But that doesn't mean you should fuck everybody.
Yeah, be selective. And what's the phrasing? What's the one they always used to use for abortion? Rare.
Oh, safe, legal, and rare.
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah,
and rare. Look,
and
men will judge you, and they will find out if you've been a big whore. Your friends are going to tell them. Or somebody will leak it out. One of your friends' husbands or boyfriends will be like, dude, she was a giant hoe. We all banged that bitch.
And for the gentlemen out there, same for you. Don't be a fucking whore. You're going to get an itch. Your dick is going to get disease. Stop it. Be more discerning, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. No woman's going to hang around if you're just there to stick it in, whatever comes along.
And for God's sake, stop listening to these fucking retards who aren't married trying to tell you how to get a long-term relationship. Stop it. They're retards.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jack, there was a comment to me when I posted that. No, this was to this is to this other idiot. Oh, God.
You seem to have drawn many retards. I did see Lauren Southern tweeting about the repealing the 19th, like,
did she?
Let it go. Yeah, they were all fucking doing it, getting in on the thread. I'm like, this is stupid. Shut up.
Can we just talk about the fact that I'm really tired of right-wing women? Because they become this clique on social media. They have a shared brain. It's like they're the Fuentes crowd now. It's just with vaginas instead of, I mean, they all want to take dick, but they're really getting on my last fucking nerve.
Yeah, they're turning into a catty little elite group.
Yes.
If I wanted that, I could go to VidCon.
Remind me, I have a story to tell you when we get offline.
Oh, okay.
Don't let me forget this one. So this is a whatever podcast, and this time, I mean, I make fun of this guy last time, but this time I'm not doing it. This time we're going to talk about the woman. Dear God, where's he find these idiots?
Now, can I say before we get started, I'm real tired of this guy trying to impersonate Matt Christensen.
Yes. Get rid of the flannel, fucker.
Flannel, and has that same, like, haircut and look to him. And it's really kind of irritating me. Because Matt was interviewing somebody earlier on his Tenet stream channel, I think it was. And the guy looked kind of like Matt from 20 years in the future. And I'm like, what am I seeing right now? I didn't listen to it. I just happened to like click on it, and I have tabs on Chrome muted. So I didn't hear anything, but I'm like, is he talking to himself in the future? But so many people have that same look, and I think they all stole it from him.
All right, so here we go.
Do you think we should repeal the 19th Amendment?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can see why.
I mean, we're never going to. I'm being realistic. That's never going to happen.
Right, okay.
I'm saying, like, it would have been better if we never had the 19th Amendment.
She doesn't want women to vote, is what Mary's saying here. I disagree.
I don't want
with
a lot
that.
of people to vote, but I mean, if we're going to start somewhere,
Sure.
let's start there.
I think that you.
It's not even edgy anymore. I feel like if Pearl says it, it's not edgy anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm really not interested in her. This is basically the conversation, but there's a tweet that went along with this.
Oh, yay.
And this is from her. The right to vote was forced on women who didn't ask for it. And that's as much as I really want to pay attention there.
What's a suffragette?
Voting wasn't forced on women. It was allowed for women. It's not like the 19th Amendment says women must vote. What the fuck do you mean it was forced on women?
There was an entire movement by women to get it legalized. Women
Yeah.
went to jail over that.
But that led to a comment that I kind of want to address. And it said the right to vote also entailed a sudden 50% labor force participation increase. We could get into a variety of a variety of reasons. I would suppose that's a bad thing, but to be short, women being allowed to vote permitted emotion-based policymaking to pander to this new voting bloc. Well, one, emotional voting has been going on since the beginning. Washington is not chosen as the president because he's a great politician. He'd been a general, Jack.
Indeed.
It was because he was the guy who went out there and fought. And you used to have the king would go out and fight with his men and shit, but that's not what happened here. It was the love of this man that made people vote for him.
No, people just really liked his hooch, and he raised good tobacco.
And I don't think they made a wrong decision, but he was a general, not a politician.
Yeah.
So it's not like we haven't had emotional voting all along. It's been a thing, but I don't disagree that women are more emotional than men. We've talked about it. I don't disagree that women are more easily manipulated through emotion than men. However, that's not women's fault. That's our fault.
That's biology for a lot of it.
We gave women equality in their rights, but we never required the same responsibility. And no, I'm not talking about the draft. Unless you've been drafted, I don't want to hear any bullshit about the draft. What I'm talking about is that if a woman says something stupid, like Ashley there'll be a whole bunch of guys who'll be like, yes, what, mm-hmm. Because you're a bunch of fucking pussies who are afraid that a woman is going to be mad at you. You will put up with stupid shit from a woman that if a man said, you'd punch him in the mouth. Now, I'm not saying hit women, but why the fuck don't you argue back? Yes, you can point to a lot of problems with women, and you know why? Because you treat them like children instead of treating them like people. If they're going to have equal rights, then you should be able to have equal conversations. You should be able to challenge the stupid shit they say.
You should be able to, but treating them like children is so much easier.
I guess.
Oh yeah, you go in the voting booth and you hit the little button. It won't do anything, but you have fun now.
Men, this is our fault. That's just a fact. One, women couldn't give themselves the right to vote. We did that. And you guys are so worried that you won't get pussy if you argue with a woman. You guys want to know a secret? Women actually, or at least they used to, like to be treated like, just people.
Oh, I thought you were going with property, and you turned the tables on me there. It's like, I know. Oh, wait.
Nobody likes to be patronized. But when you're fucking giving them the power, you can't be mad at them for using it.
I'm going to continue to be patronizing to women just in case.
I'm not. I've never been that way, and I refuse to be that way. I'm not going. Look, I will admit, Jack, I do speak softer when I talk to women. But I will still challenge a woman the same way I would challenge a man. I might be a little harsher when I challenge the man. But the challenge is the issue.
No, they get treats when they're good. And when they're bad, they get the rolled up newspaper.
Few things make me vomit like a male feminist does.
Oh, God, yeah.
When you have women telling you how horrible you are, you're just the scum of the earth. Oh, I love you so much.
Oh, you're so right. Oh, you go, queen. Slay.
Ugh. Yeah. There's your problem. Women are smart. I know there's going to be people that know that. Yeah, and if you let them be dumb, everybody gets dumb ideas, Jack. What if they're called out for it? Why in the fuck would they even consider that it's wrong? Nobody argues a point that they think is wrong unless they're, playing devil's advocate. When they're going out there and giving their honest opinion and it's stupid, tell them it's stupid and why. Stop blaming women when it's our fault. Stop treating women. Why are you so afraid of women? I don't understand this. Anyway, Jack, this wasn't meant to be a women bashing show. It just happened that those things all happened together.
Yeah, it's usually pretty funny when we do that, though.
They all popped up on my timeline. But as always, I'm not letting you men off the hook. Stop letting women be stupid. I'm okay with the treat system. It works in both directions. What's the treat system?
Oh, when they're good, you give them a treat.
Like a dog?
Yeah, Pavlov response.
I suppose so.
If somebody just comes up and is like, you did a really good job, and hands you a piece of candy, you could be like, awesome.
I suppose so. It depends on the candy, man. Somebody walks up and hands me a chocolate-covered pretzel, I'm going to kick him in the cooter.
Yeah, but if you walk up to a woman and you like, here's some Hershey Kisses. I really liked what you did earlier. That was a good job. They're going to be like, oh, that's so sweet.
Beth says some women are moronic idiots. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But Chris Cuomo exists.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of dumb men. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is just ridiculous. We need to, if you're going to have equal everything, you need to actually treat people the same. And shamelessly pandering to one group because they might let you touch their boobies, it's a bit tiresome.
Keister says men are afraid of women because we are like gremlins. You never know when we might eat a meal after midnight. Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, they do have that kind of Jekyll and Hyde thing going.
Well, you adjust the manner in which you speak, not the message you're speaking. You know what I mean? Just like you wouldn't talk to a child the same way you would talk to an adult. You really shouldn't talk to the child like they're retarded. You know, you're not Elizabeth Warren.
I'll try to remember that next time I talk to a child. I don't know. It's tend to be like, go find your parents, leave me alone.
You have to know how to speak to your audience, and an audience can be one person. Just saying. And know your audience and adjust the way you would speak to them. That's fine.
But when it's like the Chris Cuomo show, an audience of one.
Indeed. But when you have women say something stupid like, I don't know, women or men can turn into women. In Canada, isn't it in Canada where they just passed the law, or the law just came into effect, where they have to put tampons in men's bathrooms all across the country?
Yes.
Whatever fucking retard thought of that, the word is no.
I think the word is Trudeau.
This is why we've talked so many times about like the trans thing. The reason that trans women are getting so much of attention is because of women. Women are like, yes, they can become just like us with their penises. Again, their greatest strength is their greatest weakness. Women are so much more compassionate than we are. Almost to the point of absurdity sometimes.
Yeah.
Like in that case, no, that's actually a girl. No, it's not. Stop it. I don't care about that one. We've already talked enough about women. I can't talk about that on there.
Not with that attitude.
It's about somebody eating kitty cats, and we don't do animal cruelty here.
Oh yeah.
Do I care about that one? I don't. There's a lot of these that were interesting to me that I don't think it'd be interesting on the show.
Yeah, I did find something that you might be interested in, though.
We'll get to it in a minute here. We did have some swatting that happened on Christmas.
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with people?
People are fucking evil. That's what.
There was a swatting at Mayor Wu in Boston's house. Marjorie Taylor Greene gets swatted again.
Yep. Jack Posobiec's parents.
There was another congressman.
Yeah, there was one of our congressmen here, Miller, got swatted, and so did our attorney general. I think it was Yost. He got swatted.
Richard asked, did Cryptic have a barbecue? Kind of. It wasn't Cryptic himself, but there was somebody stopped serving cat meat at a restaurant, and he says that the only reason he ever did it was because he wasn't making money selling normal food. And he felt really bad about it.
Yeah, right.
And he describes how he slaughtered them, and it's fucking cruel.
Yeah.
Anyway, so their big news, Jack. Vivek Ramaswamy stopped spending money on television ads, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, that means he's closing up shop."
No, he's just smart about how he's spending his money.
He's spending his money elsewhere because the TV market. He says this in his thing that the return on investment for political advertising is horrible, and I don't disagree with him.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody who votes based on the ads that they've seen.
Yeah, and you're not reaching the audience that you did 20 years ago. If you want to do that, you have advertising on the internet.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's getting ready to pull his candidacy or not, if he's just, actually changing, but he's got a point when he says that there's not necessarily a sign that everything's closing down, that he's just changing where he's spending his money because it makes more sense.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about this one just briefly. This is from Quillette. The wrongful exoneration of Adnan Syed, Part 1, a straightforward murder case. Now, this guy, this is a murder case nobody would have heard about except for podcasting started, and one of these fucking podcasts were like, he was probably wrongfully convicted. It's not true. I mean, this guy's guilty as sin. But they're going through all these appeals and everything, and the prosecutor just kind of drops the case. So without being exonerated, without being pardoned, he's walking the streets as a convicted murderer.
Wow.
Ain't that some weird shit?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's not like OJ where we all know he did it, but he got, found not guilty. This motherfucker was found guilty. And they just dropped the case because of all the people whining about it.
It's dumb.
It's okay. His dead girlfriend is still dead. It doesn't matter either way. I'm glad he gets to be free. Fucking horrible people out there, man. Yeah, this is our justice system now.
Yeah, what a fucking mess.
If you guys want to actually read that story, I will throw it into chat for you. It turned my stomach. But again, it's one of these cases where, the internet goes nuts. Like, oh my God, there was a stray hair found. Fuck off. I don't even know all their bullshit for why they say it wasn't him, but the guy's guilty as fuck. Look up the case, read it. The guy's a piece of shit.
Well, maybe it's like the Menendez brothers. Those poor handsome boys are orphans.
Yeah, because they shot their mom and dad with a shotgun and even went out to reload.
But they're orphans.
Bastards. Yeah, it's just too bad that it was their parents who died and not them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all I have that I wanted to talk about for the moment. All right, what'd you bring here? What is this? Load up, bitch. Oh, for fuck's sake. No. I hate people.
I know.
Explaining to my 8-year-old that yes, she too is racist by Jonathan Dumbfuck.
I don't think that's his actual last name.
This is from almost 2 years ago.
Yes, but I just found it the other day. So
no, that's fine. I'm just making sure people know. This is from his website.
Yeah.
On a recent road trip up the California coast I think we talked about this one before.
We might have. I don't remember. But we cover so much of this bullshit. It's kind of hard to keep track of.
On a recent road trip up the California coast, with our kids zoning out on an iPad in the back seat, my wife and I turned on the fantastic podcast Code Switch. I don't know what that is. Halfway through the episode, one of the guests, a black man named George, remarked, "Everyone's racist." From the back seat, our younger daughter, 8-year-old Aya, who, like her parents, is white, suddenly interjected, "Not me, I'm not racist. Why would he say that?" My wife and I shot each other the "how are we going to respond to this one" glance.
Sorry, honey, you are racist. And you have a dumb name.
Yeah, you have retarded parents as well, which is a much bigger issue.
Yeah.
Imagine there was a white person who had been watching a TV show with black characters who were being violent, I began. Maybe one day that white person was walking down the street and saw a black person coming towards them and had the thought, without even realizing it, that maybe this black person was also dangerous. And so they decided to cross the street. Why is it always cross the street?
They're big on that for some reason. Probably jaywalking. It's like some sort of weird fetish for them.
Anyway, that might make the black person walking toward them feel pretty bad. What if I just need to cross the street? Maybe the store I'm going to is over there.
What if the guy's scary?
Wait, there's some black people in the audience. If you as a black man were walking towards me and I crossed the street, do you pay attention to me at that point? Do your feelings get hurt? Or do you think, oh, he probably had to cross the fucking street?
No, it also depends on demeanor. If the guy's just wandering, like just moseying, mind his own business, ear pods in, whatever, you're not going to cross the street. If the dude's like mean mugging you, arms pulled back a little bit, chest puffed out, looks like he's going to rob you, then yeah, I might cross the street or flee in mortal terror and shove an old lady down so she gets distracted by that. I don't know. But I think there's a lot of situation variables that go into that.
What I learned here is that you shouldn't watch TV because it'll make you racist.
Yeah. Assassin said, maybe it's a BLM riot. Who knows?
I'm just so tired of the across the street. Anyway, where are we? Even though the white person wasn't trying to hurt their feelings, I had thought about my answer for 2 seconds before rebutting, but I would never do that. I play with everybody at school and I don't care what they look like. Hey, homie, this is where you tell your child, good job.
Yeah.
Way to be.
No, she's just doing that because she's racist.
Your child is telling you, I don't care about race. And you're like, but you're still racist, twat.
Yeah, it's inherent in white people. It's like part of the genetic DNA, like you're going to have blonde hair, blue eyes, and hate them coloreds, right? Is that how this works?
Christ, man. What a retard.
The guy sounds like a racist.
Hey, any fucking white person out there wants to tell me they're racist, I'm going to believe them, but don't put your sin on me.
Yeah.
This was not the first conversation my daughter had engaged in about race and racism. Growing up within a community of anti-racist caregivers and organizers. Oh my God, this poor child.
Yeah.
Anti-racism is racism. Look into it. Don't take my word for it. Go look what Ibram Kendi says. The guy's a fucking idiot, and he's racist as shit. Ibram Kendi says, if you don't admit you're racist, you're racist.
Yeah, and when asked to define racism, he said it's about racist policies.
Yes.
That was an actual response.
Yep. It's kind of like that chick the other day being asked to define misogyny.
Yeah.
Where are we? Growing dead a bit. She had attended teach-ins about white privilege and how to intervene as a bystander against racism since before she could You taught your 4-year-old to get involved in a racist situation?
Yes, when there is a white dude threatening a black dude, maybe he's going to curb stomp him or something like an American History X, she should run out and be like, hey now, mister, like a little Shirley Temple.
We talk regularly as a family about how old was this kid? Did he tell us so far?
No, but I mean, based on the phraseology, I'd say like maybe first grade.
We talk regularly as a family about racial inequalities. Sorry, inequities in our local school system. Okay. About police killings of black people with your child. All right. And about the horror of immigrants being separated from their families. And we made it clear to her that white privilege will protect her from experiencing many of these harms.
That
You're
sounds like
making,
something a Klansman would say. Don't worry, you're white. You're
yeah,
immune.
you're
What?
making a racist. But in that moment, I realized something was missing from our family conversations. We talked with our kids about racism as something other people are guilty of. The police, Donald Trump, and white people like the infamous Barbecue Kelly, who called the cops on a group of black men not far from where we live in Oakland. She was right. I know people are mad about that thing, but you know what we're talking about there. The chick who called them because they were barbecuing in the park.
Yeah.
There is a part of the park where you're allowed to barbecue, and there's a part where you're not because of fire codes.
Fire codes. Racist codes. It's like redlining, monkey. It's redlining the park.
We'd like to think it's just those few bad apples, but it's not just them. It's us too. Look, dude, I believe you're racist. You don't have to keep telling me. Jesus. Back on the road trip with hours to go before we could arrive home in Oakland, I reminded Aya of a bedtime conversation we had several weeks earlier. The author of a book she was reading had just introduced 4 new characters and described the first 2 by the color of their skin, dark olive and brown. I asked Aya, what race do you think the other 2 girls are? She responded, white. Well, yeah, probably.
The Spanish people have olive skin.
Well, it also depends on, I mean, what the book is about.
Yeah.
There's probably other clues in there. Like, do they only put salt on their food and no other spices?
Look, context clues are a patriarchal colonialist construct, monkey.
I probed further. I wonder why he didn't explain they were white when he told us what race the other 2 girls were. What do you think the reason for this is? I'll tell you. I got this one. Because authors these days are told that they have to have a certain number of ethnic characters in it. How else are you going to tell them they're ethnic? They're showing, not telling. This isn't because the others are white. It's, oh my God. They're literally doing it to appease people like you, fucknut. What do you think this guy would say if it didn't have any color mentioned? Why aren't there black people in this book?
Yeah, see, it's racist either way. That's the trap of it.
Aya replied, because he thinks white skin is the normal color. They are raising this child to be racist.
Yes.
We talked about how whiteness is not actually normal for everyone, and we imagined how it might feel to be a person of color in a. These people, man, this is like a religion, man.
It's more like a death cult.
Do you think they actually flog themselves?
Would you be surprised at this point? Because I won't. I'm
going to start selling white guilt flogs.
Oh, you could make a lot of money.
For all you dumb white honkies out there who are feeling guilty about shit you didn't do, buy this for. You know what? I got the perfect thing. Some of the proceeds will go to a black man, and I will donate some of it to Satsu. It's perfect. It's perfect. Anyway, I'm not going to read the rest of the stupid shit. Fuck, this guy's raising. This girl is doing the right thing, and he's turning her into a racist.
Yes.
That's fucking horrible. Why do they do this to kids, man?
Because they're creepy weirdos.
Kids are very impressionable and don't have the ability to do deep thinking. He's probed. Why do you think he did this? Well, she gave the answer she knew you wanted because you've said it to her before.
Well, look, he's got a lot of self-esteem issues, and he's very embarrassed to be middle class, I bet. So he's got to somehow punish himself for that.
I wonder if maybe they described the other girls as blonde or redheaded. Do you guys know why that would be important? Frosted Glass, thank you. Saying whips to white or selling whips to whites to end racism. I like it. Hey, I'm a problem solver. I'm gonna name them the Nikki Haley.
Order now. Get the Cracker 5000 for only 5 installments of $14.88.
I don't understand this. I don't understand white guilt.
Because there's people that really think that they should be punished for growing up successful. You know, they lived in middle class income and they see people that don't have that and they're like, oh, this is my fault. Self-loathing, dude.
Well, we've talked before, about how as religion dies off, people seem to need a way to replace it. Like man seems destined to have some kind of, for lack of a better word, spirituality.
Yeah.
And whether it's actual spirituality or it's veganism or lefties, whatever it is, people seem to be filling this hole with other stuff. A lot of religions have some guilt attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's natural that we need to feel guilty.
I don't think it's natural per se. Some guilt is normal, but this level of obsession borders on some kind of mind control. This is some serious brainwashing shit.
I don't feel guilty for shit I didn't do.
And you shouldn't. But if you want to control people and you want to take their money, like most cults do, you want to make them feel bad about something so they can atone for it through donations or indulgences of some kind, or as the kids would call it now, a redistribution scheme.
I got to be honest here. As much of a douchebag as I think Shaun White is,
Sean King?
Sean King. Yeah, Shaun White.
I was just be like, what's the snowboarder got to do with this?
Sean King is. I don't necessarily blame him for taking advantage of stupid white people.
That's a good grift. I mean, look, he's very blatant about his grift, but if people are dumb enough to give him money, I don't fault him for taking it. I think it's kind of gross, but I understand it.
Well, same with people like Robin DiAngelo and Ibram Kendi. I can't blame them for people believing their stupid shit. I can blame them and say they're bad people for writing into stuff and pushing it. But a lot of bad shit is written that never blows up. This shit blows up because white people are feeling guilt for shit that they never did. This little girl, I'm not racist. I play with everybody. I don't care about color. And her dad's like, you little racist hunky.
I think it really is just people that have too much time on their hands and they feel guilty about having something that others don't. I really think that's a big part of it. And it really is just sort of this self-punishment.
I hear you, but there's poor white people too.
Yeah, but we don't talk about them as much. They're not on the news all the time. Because maybe they're experiencing the consequences of their colonialism.
And excuse me, I'm so sorry. And when it comes to like this in America, it's always white and black. It's always white and black because of slavery. And I bring this one up a lot. Slaves were treated horribly, but if you really want to see who we treated like shit, I'm not even going the Indians. Look how we treated the Chinese.
Oh, yeah. The railroad workers. And
they weren't even people to us. Where's the white guilt for that?
Well, you can't bring up the Chinese because Asians do very well here.
Good morning, Nuts. I hope you slept well.
Hi, Stargazer.
Nice to have you back, sweetie. I've missed your face or your icon.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, me too. I hope you recover and are back in full fighting form tomorrow. I hope it's all done by tomorrow. I'm an impatient man, Jack.
Yeah, I understand. I don't like pain. It hurts a lot.
Oh, I fucking hate pain. I sometimes think about that, Jack, because I've told you before I like to fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, I if somebody needed an ass whipping, I'll do it. Now, granted, I never hit anybody one person I hit before they hit me.
The girl with the shovel?
No, that doesn't count because that wasn't a fight. In high school, this one dude annoyed me to the point where I just finally hit him. But
No.
What made me good at fighting is that pain makes me angry. It doesn't just hurt. I get mad and it makes me want to hurt whatever hurt me. So, yeah, I hate pain. I don't like it. I've never liked it. And now I live with it constantly. Thank you, whatever gods exist out there. You guys have a great sense of fucking humor. Thank you, Snubber. Remember what cost them affirmative action? If whites stopped existing, Asians would get it all the time. I don't know. I honestly don't. It's hard to make a guess like that because look, racism in America is different than anywhere else just because we have we threw everybody together. No other country's done that. They're dealing with it now, Jack. But we did this back in colonial times. And so we have a very unique I don't like the word experiment, but we have a very unique population. And it's hard to guess what things would be like if white people weren't here. Maybe things would have been completely different. Maybe this country becomes all Chinese. I mean, they are anyway because of the Indians, but you know what I mean? Maybe the Chinese take everything over.
No, the Mongolians would. There's no walls.
Fair. Maybe black people would become the dominant group. But it's one of those things we could never actually say. Mighty Balzac, thank you. I bet there's parts of Oakland they never go near. I guarantee you that white guy doesn't go towards certain parts of Oakland. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't blame him on that one.
Yeah, there's parts of Oakland black people don't go to.
Yeah.
Like, nope. I care about living.
I like my stuff.
Oh, God, yeah. America needs cleaned up.
Let's work on getting rid of the riff-raff invaders first.
No, I don't think you do it first. I think you do it all at once. I think we have the ability. We just don't have the will in politics.
I know.
Or
enough catapults.
The simple truth is it's our politicians that are stopping things from happening. I saw the other day, again, people talking about how this Congress did less than any other Congress, and they're saying it like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Congress used to go home for months at a time. It's why we have parts of the law where it's like, okay, the president can do this until a session of Congress can be called. It's not like it is today where they all have a second home in DC. These people are out there doing things just to justify their $174,000 a year. We have to try to pass bills that fuck everybody over. The less these assholes do, the better. You know, Biden's been really pushing the economy lately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's the difference from this year and say 2 years ago?
Bidenomics?
2 years ago and last year, you had all of the normal. They tried to pass a whole bunch of bills, and we got royally fucked for it. This year, Congress doesn't do anything, and shit's leveling off. Interesting, right? What a coinky dink.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a big omnibus coming.
I would give these guys an extra $30,000 if they stayed home for 6 months of the year.
Oh,
and
that's just dreaming.
And Jack, it's not like old times where if they did go home and like, oh my God, there's a crisis, it's going to take me 2 weeks to get to DC. They could be there the next day.
Yeah.
There's no reason for these assholes to be up there so long doing shit that doesn't need done. Anyway, all they do is screw us over, and these people just don't get it because they want government to be their mom and dad. Come take care of all my problems. Fuck you. When is government taking care of a problem, Jack?
It depends. Did they cause the problem to begin with? Because sometimes they clean up their own problem and create a new problem. It's like an Ouroboros of problems.
I mean, they did repeal prohibition. I guess we could give them credit for that.
Yeah, but they created that problem.
True, yeah. But they finally fixed it after, the gangland murders.
Yeah, but then they just created other problems.
How many people died because of prohibition?
Thousands. Because remember, they poisoned a bunch of hooch.
Yeah.
A bunch of people died that way.
You have the new black market that pops up. You have that's a real thing, guys. They put poison in alcohol to get people sick so they wouldn't drink it, and probably killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, I think the estimate on that was like 10,000.
All because a bunch of women were like, my husband drinks too much. And you fucking retard men went, yeah, we drink too much. Let's pass a law. Fucking idiots. See, it's you men. It's always us. Women didn't give themselves the right to vote, Jack.
Well, they could, but it didn't matter. Because
this is why I support government-sponsored prostitution.
Oh.
I think there should be prostitutes out there for lonely guys so that they don't have to try to suck up to women all the time because they know they can go get some free puss.
Well, it's the government, so it's probably going to be leaky and gross.
Well, I mean, if you're going for that, it's probably leaky and gross anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, most hookers aren't like they are on TV and glamorous and shit. They're missing an eye and one of their teeth is coming out of their ear.
And they're like 400 pounds.
I remember watching one of these HBO ones where they were following these hookers. Not Hookers at the Point. It was a different one. I forget which one it was. But it follows this couple. He's not exactly her pimp, but he'll drive her to her John's. And while she's up getting plowed, he's sitting there playing Game Boy.
Get a lot of Tetris done that way.
And he couldn't get a job, you see, because it's rough out there and his back hurt. And, it's better to let my wife be a hooker. Jack, I'm in constant pain. If we got to the point where my wife was like, the only way we can make it is if I sell my puss, I'd be like, I'll go find a job. Well, my favorite part of that episode, though, is they followed this other chick who looked like Andy Dick with curly hair. And she's giving a dude a BJ in his car, and she starts berating him for not finishing fast enough.
Well, that says more about your quality of work, lady, than it does his.
When she starts doing it, because they're filming from behind, so you can't actually see what's going on, but it's clear what's happening. And they have audio in the car, and yeah, she's like, are you holding out? Why? What's taking? You need to hurry this up. I got things to do. I'm like, that is not how you get a dude off.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's into that.
Maybe he is. Maybe he likes being told that he sucks. Oh man, I miss those shows. I used to watch those kind of things on HBO all the time. I love their Real Sex series because it's just so weird. That's where I first found out about furries. They used to have those man circles where they'd take naked men out and they'd yell. You ever see that? It's supposed to be your primal urges. I'm like, that's not primal urges. That's gay.
Yeah, you're just out in the woods with a bunch of naked dudes screaming. That's just some sort of weird foreplay for your cult, your sex cult.
If somebody came up to me and go, hey, we're going to go out in the woods and get naked, that's the end of the conversation right there.
Yeah, it probably involves a hole and a shovel, too.
Have you seen Casino? Yeah. No, I like that stuff, though, because I like weird people. I really do. Weird people make the world go round for me. Now, I like also, Jack, that back then it was seen as weird. like today, people be like, men do go out and run around naked in the woods together, screaming at the top of their lungs. You shouldn't do that. That's fucking weird.
Like, you can do what you want. You're a grown up. I don't care. I don't care if you want to be a furry or whatever. Just
no.
I don't want to be around it.
It's not normal. Go do your weird gay shit in the woods. I don't care, but it's not normal. We shouldn't normalize it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it should be normalized. I'm just saying you have the right to do that. I just don't want to be involved in it or told that I have to accept it.
I think it's a big scam too. Because if you watch these things, all the people who spent a lot of money to go get naked in the woods with a bunch of strange men, they're all like, yes, I feel like I've been rejuvenated.
No, that's poison ivy on your ball sack.
What's I need this explained. What's rejuvenating about getting naked with a bunch of men and yelling?
They come out of the closet.
It's like, this is how our ancestors behaved. Our ancestors, some of them ate each other.
Yeah. They also beat each other to death with sticks. That doesn't mean that's a good idea either.
I would love to be there when this was explained to one of the guys, you know. But okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out in the woods. We're gonna go get in touch with our masculinity. Oh, are we going hunting? No. It's even better than that. This back in the day, way back in caveman times, the cavemen would take off their loincloths and get in a group naked with a whole bunch of other men and scream. And we're going to do that.
There might be a bongo involved.
By the way, it'll be $1,000.
Yeah. And you don't even get LSD.
Right. At least if you were high, it would make sense. But my absolute favorite was the women, because the one women's group that I saw, it's the one I talked about with that really hairy vag. They're naked and they get in a circle laying on their backs with their feet touching. And they just start thrusting their hips while they're moaning. And it was somehow supposed to get them in touch with their femininity.
Yeah, it's weird too. Look, they could do that shit if they want. I don't want to know about it. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, that's totally cool, normal. No, it's some weird sex shit you do. Leave me alone.
Well, what I want is I want to be that kind of con man who could convince somebody to go get naked with a bunch of strangers and give me a bunch of money for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're going to have to be out there with them for that to work.
Look, if I got 10 people giving me $1,000, I will stand there for 2 hours while they jump around naked.
No, I mean, you have to participate. That's
no. I'm the instructor. I've already been through this. This is how I know it works.
Oh, no, you want to be like the advertiser or the promotion guy.
I'm teaching other people. Yeah. No. You don't get involved. You're the therapist in this. There's always a therapist. I love it. This is how you know therapy is bullshit most of the time. It's amazing, especially back in the late 80s and early 90s, all that new age bullshit.
Yeah.
How much money was made on that shit from stupid people?
Oh, a lot. It's like there's always been these like weird cults and goofy organizations that pop up. But in the 80s, man, it was a special time for that.
I'm going to help you out. If you're feeling like really down, go do something that scares you. And look, it would scare me to be naked in the woods with a bunch of men because I'm pretty.
Oh, yeah.
And while I'm big, I could be overwhelmed.
Yeah, it turns into like a prison soap situation real fast.
Suddenly I'm squealing like a piggy, but that's not the kind of fear I'm talking about. Something that actually gets your adrenaline up. That's how you get rejuvenated. Get your adrenaline up. Go jump out of an airplane.
Yeah.
And if you're
ride a roller coaster.
If you're a leftist, leave the parachute at home. Anyway, Jack, we were 2 hours in and I'm talking about real sex. I really do love that shit. I miss watching that show. I miss watching dirty hookers too. I'm fascinated by these people. I want to know what led them. Like the guy with the Game Boy. I want to know how we get the conversation right. Like, we're going to have trouble making rent. How about I go suck a wiener while you play Mario on your Game Boy? How do you get to that point?
She bought him a new Mario game so she could go out and bang a bunch of other people. I don't know.
That was literally paid for by the jizz in your wife's mouth.
Or other holes.
That's nasty.
Depends what game he wanted.
Anyway, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Frosted Glass. Little known fact, getting naked in the woods with a bunch of other guys and laying in a circle and screaming is how you summon Brian Stelter. Read your Necronomicon, kids.
That's
Let's
true.
not. We've had enough Brian Stelter. He's got a new book out that he's pushing. I heard him on the radio earlier. So let's not summon Brian Stelters.
He's making a comeback and it's really driving me insane. But on the plus side, I get to make fun of his dumb fat ass again.
Yeah, that's true.
Dangerous says, so he's her simp, not her pimp. Yes. And she was ugly too, man.
Of course she was.
And you would have thought she was really fat. She was a little chunky, but you'd have been like, God damn. Anyway, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. If you are interested in the game streams, I've been doing those earlier so that Satsu can play because he's got a kid and a wife and shit. Dumbass.
Weird.
Just play it. I love the man, and that's why I make the time. And that necessarily pushes this back, and I apologize for that. But if you want to watch the game streams, they are over on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey. Eventually, I do still hope to get the video series done because I've recorded all of it. I got to get it all together, and hopefully sometime soon, Jack. I'm not promising because I don't want to lie to people.
Well, you're gonna have to do it eventually.
Lie to people or do the work?
Do the work.
Oh, I thought lying is so much easier.
It is, but nobody actually gets anything that way.
Damn it. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the donations. You guys are amazing. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I really do. And sorry we didn't do a show. This is the first year since I've been doing YouTube that I was not on the air on Christmas.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
It was weird for me too. But thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop some links to some cool stuff in the chat. As always, thank you so much for the donations. You guys are awesome. It does keep the show going, and we really do appreciate that. You're beautiful people. I hope you had a great Christmas, like Monkey said. And come back to Mari or whenever we are on next. And
Dangerous
someday
says
I'll
lies.
do streams.
Dangerous says lies make baby Jesus cry. Well, remember, fuck baby Jesus. I'm Mormon now, or I'm Muslim now.
Oh.
Or atheist. I saw every fucking Christmas. Atheist, I'm fucking tired of you people. Leave Christians alone. Let them have their baby Jesus, all right? It's not hurting you. It's an infant, for fuck's sake. Go be a dick on your own holiday.
They don't have any. That's why they're mad.
Leave people. Try to ruin people.
Look, they're angry at their parents because they had to go to church or some bullshit. So they got to make everybody else miserable with their constant whining. It's childish. They're immature people most of the time. Most atheists are crybaby whiners.
And again, that's not everybody. There are some nice ones, but you'll never know because they don't tell you they're atheist.
Yeah,
they just mind their fucking business.
Most atheists, especially on YouTube, are a lot like vegans. You'll know what they are because they won't shut up about it.
Yep. How do you know somebody's an atheist? Because they'll tell you.
Yeah. Atheists, vegans, there's a litany of those people. Feminists. Ugh.
They're just horrible people, man. And I hate those kind of folks.
I know.
I'm going to ruin your holiday. You're a cunt. And I hope bad things happen to you. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Jack, any opinions on Satanists? Yeah, they're just annoying shitbags.
Lazy, edgy boys. They're not even edgy. They haven't been edgy since Anton LaVey.
I would argue the only reason they were ever edgy is because of the time.
Yeah. Because there were a lot more like hyperbolic Christian types at the time.
They're shitbags who are trying to ruin the Constitution. And the fact that they got they got tax status as a church is disgusting and shows how broken our government is. And by the way, you can't be a Satanist without believing in Jesus. I guess believing in the Judeo-Christian God, because that's where Satan comes from.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Jack, pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
Welcome back, Nuts. Welcome back. We missed you while you were sick. Did you snot all over yourself? Did you pee on somebody?